record again. Okay. Let me actually grab you a link real quick.
That'd be great.
Other people may want that as well. And this is going to be all of our done for you offers, which includes Xperiencify stuff, Go Plus stuff, whatever you need. So,
Yeah.
is that what you're talking about? Does
Yep.
that sound like
Yep.
it?
And I'm looking for somebody that can my other Go high level implementation, except for the Xperiencify piece, it really pretty much looks the same. It's got a couple of other little bells and whistles, but I'm wanting somebody to kind of go in the back of that and, you know, migrate the stuff so that it works on my, um, on this system.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm actually they're both lifetime deals, so I'm kind of setting up the other one for my main client, the
Okay.
the one that I'm departing from because he's not doing courses. So, yeah.
Got it. Okay. I am popping a link in the chat right now.
Yep.
You see that? That
Yeah.
has all of the up-to-date done for you and flex package offers, services.
Fabulous.
Everything should be in there.
Yeah, that's great. I appreciate it very much.
And
Good.
yeah, we know there's a lot. It's a lot of pieces. It's a lot of different new technologies to figure out. And yeah, if you want our team to take care of it, absolutely. We will.
There should be something like Moore's Law. Moore's Law is how computing power doubles every year or whatever. There should be a corollary to that about the more things an app can do for you, the higher the learning curve is going to be on
Well,
that app.
yeah.
Like,
You're right. You are right. Yeah.
well,
Awesome.
thank you.
That,
Thank you. I'm going to hang out and listen to other people's questions because I kind of need a new orientation to what's going on here. So,
fantastic.
all
Yeah.
right.
Welcome.
Thanks.
I just want to add to what you said about the more complex an app is, the longer it takes to learn it. That's true, but that's also job security for us software trainers.
I
Well,
appreciate that.
we want to make it easy. Honestly, we are like constantly on this end looking at how can we simplify all this? It's the constant
Yeah.
question because
Yep.
Yeah.
we hear you that it's a lot. It's a lot of things to learn. It's what do you need to know to get started? So we're that is the constant goal to make it simpler and keep giving you more stuff. So
Yeah.
it's, it's a
I,
fun
I don't
dance.
know if you have other people waiting to ask
Go ahead,
questions.
Susan. Yeah. Go
Okay,
ahead.
I just wanted to say something more about because I agree with you. I mean, I've been doing software training for years on my job before I got laid off. Um, but yeah, it's about making it easier. What I'm finding as I sit in on a lot of these open office hours is, and this especially is coming up in the Go Plus ones, I think even more than in here, because this is a limited topic on course creation, right? Whereas the other one gets into more marketing questions that a lot of people really don't understand what they need to do.
Right.
And
It's a lot.
I've been thinking about it a lot, of the questions that I hear people ask and the explanations and the confusions. And I came up with a good idea the other night for a metaphor to explain it. So I'm going to see if I can kind of mock that up and make a little video about it or something. And
Nice. I love it. That's
yeah,
awesome, Susan.
that's just,
Um,
when I hear people confused about something, that's just where my instinct goes, is like,
yeah.
well, maybe this would help them understand,
We
Is
will
is
we will
is
get
there
the
a
questions answered. Let me go ahead and just say hello to everyone, see who's
Yeah.
here. Candy, Fida, Heidi, welcome, welcome. How is everybody doing? And who's got questions you want to bring today? Stuff you want to talk about? Yep, Heidi.
I've got some questions.
Awesome. Great. Feda, you got some
Got some
too?
questions, yes, too.
Perfect. Good, good, good.
Happy New Year's, everyone, though.
Yeah, Happy
First.
New Year. Welcome, everybody. Happy 2025. And Susan, did you have questions as well? I don't want to cut you off. Just want to make sure we get to everything. Usually pack.
If there's time, I might ask some. It's nothing
We
urgent
got
for
time.
me.
We got
so.
time. Yeah, we will make time. Heidi, do you want to kick us off? What do you got going on?
So I have my first course almost ready to go live. I had the Done For You team put it all together, and I just have a few final questions before I hit that button to have it go live.
Nice.
So one of the questions I have is, so there's a SMS on there to send out to people. How exactly does that work? And is there anything I need to do to I just don't know how that works. Like, what phone number is it using? What?
Okay. Yeah, it comes through one central phone number that XP owns.
Okay.
You have a certain amount of credits that is included with your plan every month, and if not, then there's a charge for extra. I'm going to pop a doc in the chat about this as well to give you all the breakdown. But basically, typically people use it. You'll set up an automation in the experience engine that will be, for example, a welcome to the course. And just like they get an email, they will also, if you choose, get a text that says, hey, welcome. Yay, you just joined. Here's your magic link. Make it really easy for them to click in. And that is it. So at its most basic level, that's it. If you want, there's also an option to get a phone number where you can to rent a two-way number so they can reply to that text and say, oh, thanks for that cool text, Heidi. And by the way, I have a question about my course, and they can talk to you. So if you want to, you can do that. If you don't want to.
Yeah, right now there's just one SMS that's put in there that I think is good because it's right when they sign up. So in case their email goes to junk or whatever, this takes them
right
to the course. So there's nothing. Okay, so there's a charge for those going out. Is there a charge for the emails that are sent?
Emails, no.
Okay.
And text messages, only text messages, and if you do voicemail drops, if you use those for that, both of those have a certain amount that's included, and then at some point, if you run out, start to charge.
And then I have another quick question with emails. A few of the emails that they did for me, they don't have a GIF or a GIF. I don't know how to say that. And I was looking at how to add one in, and I was not finding it. So,
how to add a GIF into an email in the experience engine?
Yeah.
I believe it should just be in like the same drop-down menu. We can look at it if we need to. I believe it should just be in the same drop-down menu where like you get the token for their name. I might need to.
I saw like you can add an image or you can add, but I don't think that's.
Oh, you found where you can add an image, but there's an option for a GIF. It may not be a native option if you're not seeing it in the
but the other several of the emails have it in there, but then there were a few that didn't, so I was going to put one in.
Several of the pre-built emails already have it, you're saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's a way to do it. I'm not positive off the top of my head if it's a simple click a button thing.
I'll search again.
We can look at that.
Okay. After a class goes live.
What's that?
Oh, after a class goes live, are you able to make edits to the course?
100%. 100%.
Okay.
we don't recommend making edits to automations once it goes live, especially if you are like using binge mode and things are unlocking and sequences
Oh,
happening based on stuff. If students are going through that and then you start making changes, that gets really confusing and you're going to probably do
okay.
something unattended. So,
Yeah, I just, because I noticed a typo on something.
oh,
It's
that's
not,
fine. Yeah.
so,
Yeah. Yeah.
but then, and is it easy to like swap out a worksheet?
Oh, yeah. Simple.
There's one that I need to change.
That's,
Um,
yeah.
so I guess if you can show me how to change that worksheet and how to
For
stick a
sure.
GIF in the email, that would be helpful.
For sure. Yeah. Let's look at a worksheet first. All right, let me get the right screen. Okay, so we've got here the inside of our course. So if I wanted to swap out like a downloadable worksheet, like a downloadable PDF, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, so they pull up the training and there's a video and then there's a worksheet.
Perfect. So you would have put that in earlier in step 3. You would have already added that. So
Okay.
we'll just go into step 3 right here. And I'm going to go to the training. And I'm gonna, here's my module, here's my training. And I'm gonna go over here and edit the training. And then I'm gonna pull up this window here where I've got these tabs, including the downloads.
Okay, so it's under the downloads.
Under the downloads. And here they are. And I would just add a new one and remove this one.
Okay.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Here it is. Delete this one. I would click on this little menu, delete this tab, and then add a new one.
Okay.
Make sense? So that is how we would swap a download. And let's look at that GIF in the email because I'm not sure. So for the email, we'll go into step 5. We'll
Okay.
open that up. I've got just one automation here. It's the welcome sequence. I'm going to click on this to open it. I've got the path of all students. I'm going to click on that. And I've got a student welcome email and a notification email to myself. So to edit the email, I'm going to click on it. And then right here, I'm going to click to open the email builder. And let's see what we've got. Oh, here I've got a GIFs
Oh, so
option.
it's
Are you
in,
seeing that in yours?
I'm not sure. I'll have to look.
See if that's there. So this is in like the main menu here. And should be able to just click to add. Do you want to check that and see if,
Yeah, I'm checking it right now. Oh, okay. I see it.
seeing it?
Yeah, that's where I can find it. Okay, I will go ahead and add that in. So as you open this, you said there was a new student notification email.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know if that's something they put in my course or not, but how is that the only way you're notified if somebody joins the course?
Yeah, just set up a notification for yourself. So you can use the same automation and trigger. So I've got an automation here already that is triggered by when a student is added to the course. So this is going to send the student a welcome email. So what I would do is go ahead and just add with this plus sign. I'm going to add an email. And here is the very important part. This is an email that shouldn't go to the student. It should go to me. And I'm going to title it, "Have a new student in the course name." Does that make sense?
Yep.
And that
And then do you have, well, I guess we just notify that a student joined that course, then you'd go in there and see
go in there and see.
who the student is. I mean, then you'd go.
You can probably
course.
say who it. Let's see.
Oh.
Who it is.
Oh, so where it says first name, is that the student's first name?
Correct.
Or is that, oh, okay.
So yeah, you've got all these tokens that can be pulled up by the / key. So you've got the student first name and last name. You've got your first name and last name. And then of course,
Okay.
this magic link, etc.
Okay.
Cool. Makes sense.
Yeah. And is there any other way that you're notified if somebody joins the course?
Only if you've set something up like in Zapier or something with your payment processor to notify you. Like maybe if you're using Stripe, you will probably get an email when you get payment coming through.
Okay. So, okay. So I do want to make sure I have this email in there to notify me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of all the templates. Sandy's asking, do the templates have the new student notification built in? No, you'll want to add that. Set it up like we just did here. Cool. Good question. I'm glad you asked that. Thank you for bringing that up, Heidi.
And I think I've got one more question. So in my course, they added a congratulations email that sends them a certificate, which I realize I need to create the certificate. And then would I just add the PDF, the link to the PDF then in the email?
The link to the PDF.
That would be like the certificate that I create for them.
When you add the certificate, it will, as long as you've set it up right, and maybe we'll take a minute to go through setting up a certificate because that actually has a few steps. But as long as you set it up by the directions, I'm seeing yes, let's.
Let's go through that because it sounds like maybe it's not as simple as
it's one of those things that's simple once you know how to do it.
Okay.
When you don't, it cannot. Okay. Cool. Yeah, we can go through that.
Okay.
Let me do just kind of a quick check the room. Who else has questions? I want to make sure we get to everything. Theta, I know you did, and maybe Susan. So let's know we want to look at certificates because that'll just take a little bit more time to go into. Heidi, did you have other questions besides the certificates?
I think that's my last question.
Okay.
So
Okay,
yeah.
cool. Theta, do you want to go ahead and then we'll circle around to.
Sure, thanks, Rachel.
Yeah.
So actually, I have something came up after Heidi asked about the SMS option. I'm still setting things up in Go Plus. I'm actually at building the pages for the website. I do have questions there, but I'm going to keep them to the Go Plus, I guess, call. But the follow-up question that I have in regards to the SMS, and you said, if I understood correctly, that there was a number that Xperiencify is Xperiencify owns, and then we use that number? Is that how it works?
Yes, but you don't need to do anything. Like the text will just go to your students from that number.
Okay, and then does that matter if the business is located in Canada or something, or
Works
it's
internationally, yeah.
okay. And you said there's an amount of messages available to us that we can use. Do you know what that number is?
Yeah, if you grab the link in the chat,
Uh-huh. Yes, I
uh,
did. I grabbed it. Would it be
yeah,
there?
that has the breakdown of, let's see what is 50 free per month.
53 messages.
50 free, yeah.
Okay, messages. Okay, perfect. Okay, so that was just the extra question. But then I have my main question is, um, when as I'm starting to build things in Go Plus, I still didn't start in Xperiencify, but I'm trying to just wrap my mind around how would the communication coming out of, like, I'm one business, but I'm using kind of two softwares that are connected to each other. So, will the emails come from Go Plus, or would it be Xperiencify? So I see that you were walking Heidi through building the automation and all that from the Xperiencify. If you can
Mhm.
just help me wrap my mind around that, just so I know.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so I was showing Heidi how to send emails from Xperiencify. You also absolutely have the option to send emails from Go Plus. So the short answer is it's up to you. You can
Okay.
send emails directly from Xperiencify, and a lot of things will make sense to just send through Xperiencify, like a welcome email that has their magic link right there and they can hop straight into their course. Um, Maybe, for example, you want to send an email every time a new training is released. That's really
Mhm.
set up in Xperiencify. And
So
again,
if it's related to the course, it's better to create it in Xperiencify. What if it was,
probably, I mean, there's,
okay, what
it's
if
up
it was a newsletter?
a newsletter like for all of your students and all of your courses probably would make sense to come from Go Plus. Yeah.
Okay. And what about lead magnets? Would I be able to build something in Xperiencify, like a lead magnet to put it in Xperiencify? Or would it go from Go Plus?
The short answer is you could do either, but this is the same. Sandy is asking simultaneously. I imagine you use Go Plus for prospects and Xperiencify after you sold the course. And I would
Mm-hmm.
say, yes, that's kind of the general framework to hold. Go Plus is going
Okay.
to have better options for you to hold and contain all your prospects and contacts and marketing campaigns and staying in touch with people. And once they are in a course and you have communication that is very specific about the course, then
Okay.
you'll probably want to just do that through Xperiencify, give them their magic link, make it really easy every time.
Okay.
Makes
Okay.
sense?
Yes, it does. It does. So, okay. So then my question was going to be my second question, but I think it has to go to Go Plus. How would I set a lead magnet up in Go Plus, basically, to get it set up there? But that's going to be for a different call. Okay. I think I have the answers to my
Yeah,
questions.
cool. And of
Okay.
course you can, a lot of people are using these like expiring mini courses as a lead
Hmm.
magnet. So you certainly can create that in
Yeah.
Xperiencify. But as far as when you're talking about a whole ecosystem of, I've got all these prospects and I want to email them this often and I want to tag them if they, are in this bucket or that, that's
Yeah.
all stuff Go Plus
Right
is.
now, what I was working on at the end of last year, and I got the report on everything. It was a quiz. It was like a mini quiz of some sort.
Yeah.
I don't think, would I be able to build it in Xperiencify? I don't think so. It wouldn't be built there. That wouldn't be the best platform for it.
A quiz that's like like a quiz that's a lead magnet. They click
Yes, and then there's a number at the
and then they
end.
get their profile and then they get their things. Yeah, more, yeah. I would do that and Go Plus.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Okay, that's good. I'm good for today.
Cool. Awesome. Thanks,
Thanks.
Frida.
Thank you, Rachel.
Yeah, and thank you for bringing that up, Susan. Susan was just mentioning there is a fee for sending emails in Go Plus, but it is quite small. It's better than you're going to find in most comparable email systems. But yeah, that is, excuse me, that is good to be aware of, that there is a fee for that. Awesome. Great, 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 great. All right, I think we're doing pretty good on time so far. So we want to look at certificates. And Susan, did you also have questions, shares, thoughts?
I'm not sure.
Not sure. Okay, no, you don't have to.
I haven't worked on
Making
my
sure.
course much for
Okay.
several weeks, so.
Sure.
But I want to see how to do the certificates too, so I'm looking forward to that.
Perfect. Let's do that. And welcome, Tina. How's it going? Let me go and
Hi, can you hear me? I don't know.
I can. How are you?
Very good, thank you. I have been off of everything Xperiencify for quite a number of months. I just signed up for Go Plus, maybe not at the Black Friday, but I think maybe Cyber Monday. Which and then I finished the EPM course, so I have the uh, deadline to get that done for the end of the month, or gets the information to Marina, I believe it is. So I don't know really anything about Go Plus. So at some point, if someone wouldn't mind putting in the place where I can listen to some of these prior recorded trainings would be great. I don't even know what kind of question to ask.
Yeah.
And I know you're doing a training in just a bit, so I'm kind of just here listening in. I think maybe one question I might have, if this is appropriate, would be, are there new documents now? I had gotten some documents from EPM to upload information, but is there something new now that for people who are part of Go Plus that would need something different to upload the information for the Done For You course for EPM?
Nope, nothing different.
Very good. Okay, thanks. I'm just listening in, and if someone could type in the, training series where I could just look and go, that would be great. And thank you very much for this course today.
Yeah, you bet. If you're talking about Go Plus trainings, like getting up and running with it, best thing to do would be to log into your Go Plus account and go to the dashboard, or maybe it's called the Launchpad, something like that. And there are like video trainings to get you started right there. And
these calls haven't been recorded here.
they have, yeah, the Go Plus office hours are also recorded, but I would recommend starting with the trainings on the Launchpad because that's going to give you the basics.
I think I might have done that, but great. Okay. And then are these trainings also listed on there where I can just click on a link to get to these as well on a calendar or something?
By these, you mean the Go Plus office hours?
Mm-hmm.
If they are not, then you can find them all on Xperiencify's YouTube channel.
Oh, I didn't even, could you put that in here, please? I haven't even been on that.
Yeah, I can do that.
Thank you so much.
I'm putting that link in for the YouTube channel right now, so.
Thank you, Susan.
But they are also showing up on the Xperiencify calendar,
Perfect.
these office hours and the Go.
Perfect. Awesome. Thanks, Susan. All right, let's look at certificates. So I'm inside my course And I'm gonna go to step 5, Experience Engine. And I'm gonna go to create new. And I'm gonna click create from playbook because I want the pre-created thing here. And I'm going to select the completion certificate. So choose this. And now this is here in my course, and we can see that here's the automation. It's triggered by if user completes this course. And inside are a couple of pieces to this automation. There's a webhook that we're going to look at in a minute. And then there is an actual certificate. And this is the email. This is actually the email that is what your students are going to receive.
Okay, so that is in my course, and I sent a test email to myself. And when I clicked on the PDF certificate, nothing was there.
You can't test this by clicking send test email, because to generate the certificate, we need to run the webhook.
Okay, so what does the certificate look like then?
So the way the certificate looks will depend on which one you choose. So let me go ahead and pop the help doc in the chat.
So this isn't something I have to create then. This is something that is already done.
Correct.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and pop a doc in the chat so that you can follow along if you like with the steps of how to do this.
So it may be then I don't have to do anything. I thought I needed to create a certificate.
They are all actually, let me just
So I guess, how do I know what certificate was selected?
I'm gonna walk through all of this with you. Give me just a second.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk you
Perfect.
every step through it. But I also just popped the doc in the chat, and if you want to follow along with that, that will walk you through exactly what to do as well. So there are a bunch of pre-made certificates, and you can choose that by selecting the number of a certificate. And if you look in the help doc, it's going to give you a bunch of sample certificates, or not sample certificates. It's going to give you a bunch of options in the certificate gallery for what you can use. So I think you're seeing my screen. I'm going to go ahead and share a different screen. So this is the help doc I just sent. And if you click here on certificate gallery, this will take you to all the options you have of pre-built certificates. If you want us to design one for you, that's an entirely different thing, but you don't have to do anything if you just want to use any one of these.
Okay, so how do I know what one they chose for me when I did the done for you? So I had the done for you team do my course, and so they put this in, but I don't know what the certificate looks like.
Okay, so you can tell what it looks like by testing it, and I'll walk you through how to do that in just a moment. But first, I just want to show you, if you're building a certificate, the way you will build it is to look at which certificate you want out of this gallery, and you'll get a number. So let's say that we decided we like certificate 3. So I'm going to use the number 3. That makes sense so far?
Yep.
Okay. So here I've got my automation, and I'm going to go ahead and open up my webhook here. And there are a few pieces that I want to fill in. I'm going to put my account email here. So my administrator account email. I'm going to put the certificate ID that I just chose. So I wanted 3. And that's all I'm going to need to do here. Once I've put my email in, that's going to be ready to go. And as long as the automation is triggered, it's going to automatically generate a certificate for a student. Here is the important thing. As you discovered, Heidi, you can't just click send test email to generate a certificate, because this function doesn't generate a certificate. This just sends a test email. So if I wanted to test this, the simplest way to do that would be so that I don't have to complete the entire course as a test student. I could assign a tag to start this automation. So what I could do is change the starting trigger from course completed to tag added. And I'm going to say tag 0, and that's a tag I've already set up. And I'm going to update this. Now I have an automation right here where if a user receives tag 0, once I've turned it on, now this full automation is going to run. So what I could do is go back to my account, grab a test student, and add the tag 0 to that test student. And now I just triggered the automation to generate a certificate for this student.
Okay, so I don't have any students in my.
Okay, so
Okay.
to see a test certificate, you'll need to create a test student.
And how do I create a test student?
Great question. So I'm in my student section here.
And is this where I could add me as a test student?
Exactly.
Okay.
So I'm just going to click add. And I'm going to make sure and use a different email address than your course creator account email. And just go ahead and add yourself to the course. Is this making sense so far?
Yep.
I want to show you one more thing on the certificates and testing the certificates.
So will this, even if my course isn't live, is it going to send the email, or do I need my course to be live?
Your course will need to be published.
Published. Okay.
Good thing to keep in mind when you're testing. Let's go ahead and open up the starting trigger here. So we've got it started now by adding the trigger. We want to just keep in mind this condition right here. Right now, this automation is set to run only once for a student. So if I'm testing things and it's not working or appears to not be working, it might be because an automation already ran and it's set for once only.
Oh, okay.
So that's just a heads up to keep in mind when you're testing something like a certificate that you might you might click more than once to try to test. How is this feeling, Heidi? Is this
Yes, that's making sense. So then after I do all my tests, then I want to change the trigger again. Back to
exactly. After you do all of your tests, then you will change the starting trigger back to course completed.
Okay.
And let's actually talk about that one real quick, because this is a question a lot of people have. Course completed means that they've checked off every single action in the course, and maybe you want them to do that, but maybe you don't want it to be that strict. Maybe even if they miss a couple of things, they're still allowed to get the certificate. So you get to decide what the trigger is. And maybe, for example, it's just that they completed the very last training and then you want to send it. So
okay. So
trigger.
Yeah, because I would have it, I would probably want it to be the last training. Or I have like a button that says mission accomplished on the homepage. So when they finish, they can click that. And then it would, is that a trigger?
That could be a trigger if you added a tag when they click that button. And then you set this automation up to be triggered by tag added.
Okay.
And the tag you choose will be the tag that you gave them when they click the button.
Okay. I might just have it with the last. I think I'll just do it when they do the last training. My last training is actually just a celebration video, so it's not
yeah.
Not, they are done with everything when they watch that last video. So
cool.
Okay.
How's this feeling? Are certificates making more sense?
I think so. And it's good to know that they're like pre-selected. So
yeah, you don't have to build anything. So here is the email that I triggered to myself when we just did that test really quick. And that will generate a certificate.
Okay.
So that is how that works. Questions? Thoughts?
So, okay, I do have a question about the certificate. What if I wanted to create my own certificate?
You will create the design. You'll send us a couple of images of what it will look like. And all of the instructions for that are also in the certificates doc. Did I send that?
You sent
the certificates of completion. Yeah. So that's going to have exactly what we need. File sizes, everything you need to know. Basically, you'll send one certificate that looks exactly how it's going to look, like filled out for a sample student. And then you'll send one with blank spaces where our devs can put in custom fields, and we'll set it up for you. It's $50 and put it together.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to ask if there's a charge on that. So, okay. So I might do that. Okay.
Cool.
So I have a question. This is Tina.
Hey, Tina.
So if we wanted to, I didn't look at the certificates closely, but so is there a place to put in our logo? So I'm assuming the course name will go in there, but if we have a logo as well, is there a place to put that? Or would that be something that we would have to pay for as an extra charge?
That would be a custom design certificate that we could build for you.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rachel, I have a question about what you were just showing with the course completion and tying that to a tag and things like that.
Yeah.
to know when they're finished and ready to get the certificate, right? So this was a while ago, and I can't remember which course it was, but it was either Marisa's or Murray's course. It was a long one, right? Like there were all of these activities, and I kept going back over it. I was at the end, and I thought I had completed everything, but it wasn't showing the right number of activities completed, right? I finally figured out what the problem was, is there was a place where they had asked, do you want to add your uh, cell phone number to get text messages? And I didn't really want to get text messages, so I didn't fill it out. But that's what was keeping me from showing that I had completed the course.
Oh, so they had a point attached to that action.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which, I mean, it makes sense to me that there would be points attached to it, but how is there a way to set it up so that that's not required points?
Absolutely. Make it an XXP instead of an XP.
Okay.
It's a really good point. You may have things in there that you don't want them to have to do. Like exactly.
Right. Yeah, I mean, at the moment I can't think of one, but I do remember that was frustrating. I spent a lot of time trying to figure out why the total wasn't right. So
Totally.
thank you.
Yeah. No, that's exactly what you want to think about is do you want, like, how do you want to define course completed? Does it mean they
Yeah.
have to do every single thing in your course or not? It's up to you. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Cool.
We have time for another quick question.
Absolutely do. Yeah.
Um, the throughout Xperiencify, um, there's a kind of a standard set of characters that show up in the celebrations and so forth, and also in other things. I'm wondering if that is modifiable or if there's options for it, because my demographic is senior men, and most of those look like nubile, young people and women. It just sort of, it's not a match for my brand.
Yeah. You're talking about the celebrations.
Yeah, but in particular, yeah, all of the characters that keep popping up in various stages, and even on some of those, maybe they weren't on their certificates, but yeah, I guess it is all on the celebrations. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So the celebrations are 100% customizable.
Okay.
And if you don't, let me first let's look at celebrations. Okay, so let's go ahead and create a new celebration. Here is the celebration builder. Here's the celebrations gallery of some pre-built ones. But you've also got where are we looking? Okay, you can build and put together a celebration based on all of the different pieces here, or you can create your own if you want. There's a specific file type that it needs to be in. It's called a JSON file. And basically you can create your own animation, send it over to our team, and we'll upload it to the database for you. And then you can have it look exactly what you like.
Great. That's perfect.
But does that help? Maybe that's the simplest. I was gonna go
Yeah,
through.
no, I think that's good. It seems to me there's other places where there's some kind of built-in graphics besides the
Maybe the
celebrations.
images. Are you thinking of like I wonder if you're thinking of like these course images, something like that?
Yeah, things like that are but those are all replaceable, right?
100%,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
All of this is gonna probably be your
Yeah.
own images,
Right. Okay.
or you can
Yeah.
splash. Yeah.
Good.
That's
Thanks.
the customized animations is something I've been wondering about too. This was weeks ago, but somebody was really on one of these calls was saying that the music was so loud and there isn't really any way to adjust it, and so but I know you can replace it with something quieter, right? So is
Absolutely.
that a completely different animation that you have to do then, or is there a way to just replace the audio?
You can just replace the audio. See right here, I just clicked on audio. And one thing you could do is just upload your own audio. So
Okay.
you could just create a quick little MP3 at a volume you want and pop it up there. Or you can do, let's see, what's nature. Everything's here. Sound of man. Some of them are going to be quieter.
Yeah, I think I haven't looked at this yet, but that's good to know this is here. But I know somebody had mentioned once that there are like meditation chimes and things like that that you can bring in. So, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if it was connected to the animation. So that's good to know that you can just change the audio.
Yeah, well, you can just change the audio of the animations. And then, of course, under your course settings, you've also got your sound effects. And of course, you can customize those too. And you can also upload your own sound effect.
Awesome.
So same
Now,
thing.
when those sound effects come in, how is that different from the celebrations?
The sound effects are what happens when they get a point,
Okay,
when they check off an action.
got it.
I was searching the database of over 6,000 background animations when you want to create your own celebration. And
6,000?
Max, I found Max.
Wow.
I put a coffee in. I put a coffee in chat. I was like, it's even got the right color shirt.
That's amazing.
That's hilarious. That is funny.
Oh, I had a question about that. You said those are JSON files, the celebration? Do you
No,
know?
if you want to have us upload a your own custom celebration, that will need to be a JSON file.
Okay. I have no idea how you create a JSON file. So.
You can get somebody on like Upwork to do that for you pretty easy.
Okay. And they could create it like from a GIF file or something like that.
Something like that. And honestly, I don't even know.
Yeah.
Somebody who knows how to create a JSON can tell you.
I can Google it.
Yeah, there's Google it
there's
because there's a couple of AIs that already will do JSON animations
Oh,
for you.
that's an interesting
perfect.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I should check with the program that I belong to for AI stuff. I don't know if they do that kind of thing, but I'll ask. Well, this was very helpful.
Awesome.
So I
Got
have
my
a
creative
question.
juices going now.
Mhm.
So I'm trying to figure out like with the certificate, because they wouldn't necessarily have all the points because some of the XPs are connected to like the goal they achieved. And so if they didn't achieve all three of those goals, then they're not going to have all the points. So how would I go in there and select that it would be when they finish the last video?
Sure. Let's look at that real quick. And also, I just want to pop this one in the chat. This link is going to be the specific requirements for your custom animation. So let me just send this over. Okay, I'm for your custom celebration. So Susan, if you want to grab that link for exactly what you need. And let's go back to all right, so here is our course certificate automation. We've got the trigger, we've got the webhook, and we've got the email that sends a certificate. And to change what triggers it, we want to be in this top piece here, and we want to click change starting trigger. Right now I've got it for tag added. And I can click this drop down menu and set it for, let's say, training completed, and then select the very last training.
Okay, so that would be after they click the XPs that they earned for all of that one training.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And what else am I doing?
That brings up another question I've had too, and I know I brought this up before, and I can't remember whether somebody answered it. It was a while ago, and if we don't have time today, that's fine. But
Oh, no, go ahead. Yeah.
I like the idea of having 3 levels for goal setting. You know, that there's a minimum and a target, and outrageous is the way I learned it, but I know there's another term people use too. How can you do it with those 3 choices, but not have them? They're not going to select all 3, right? They're just going to choose one of those. So how do you set that up for the activities?
Are we talking about for course completion? Are we talking about
Well, for setting the goals for the course.
how do you set goals for the course?
Yeah, how can you set it so that they choose between those 3 and they're only going to choose one of them?
Well, there's no way to not let them choose 2 things. I mean, if they choose to click off 2, they can do that. There isn't a way to prevent them from choosing 2 options, but I think you can set it up in a way that describes that they're, that describes the intention of what you want them to do.
All right, I've started working on mine again, so I'll get it added and bring the example to show the next time we have an office hours and see what we can do with it.
Awesome. Sounds good. Awesome. Thanks, you guys. How we feeling?
Thank
This
you.
has been
That was
great,
very helpful.
Rachel. Really great.
Rachel, can I ask a quick question? Just,
Yeah.
I think it's gonna. Do you, in the past, have anyone used the Xperiencify to deliver, a client portal for one-on-one coaching, where they can use the XP or the a stretch goal or something like that? Has that been done?
Absolutely.
Is there any examples that we can look into, like videos or whatever of that, how it was created?
I've got a help doc that has some suggestions for things to think about with that.
Okay.
I will say
I definitely
having
need
Go
that too.
Plus now is probably going to be an even better option as far as like a full client portal kind of experience, but there is definitely plenty that you can do in XP.
Yeah, because that's the approach I would like to use for group coaching too. That
Absolutely. Yeah.
They go in and do a lesson, and then we get back together and have a Zoom call, and kind of back and
Totally.
forth.
I mean, the simple answer is that's it. Like you do the calls, probably live group calls. They have stuff to do and check off, just like in any course.
Yeah.
It's
And you can keep that running then over the course of a month or something like that, right?
exactly,
And that they're still working in the same course.
exactly,
basically.
yeah.
Okay.
You can have, your training could simply be, here is the link for this week's Zoom call. So just
Mhm.
click on this, and then when you're done, you're gonna do this and this, and then
Right.
you can post the replay of the call. So it's kind of just like a course in a way,
Yeah,
but
if you have a document with some suggestions, that'll help.
I do, and I just gotta find it.
Would there be a way for clients to upload worksheets or anything? Or, because I'm thinking if that's possible, if not, the other option would be to link it to like Google Docs and then they have to copy it and share that link with me as their
Yeah,
coach, basically.
yeah.
Because right
Probably.
now I'm working with people at the capacity of one to one. I
Okay.
am looking of doing one to few this year, but yeah, I want to see if I can optimize that, the Xperiencify for the one to one.
Totally, yeah. A thing you will maybe want to check out for this is using custom fields in your
Mm-hmm.
course. Are you already doing that?
Not
Basically,
yet. So no, I'm just trying to
like,
figure out what I'm going to be doing.
yeah, so you're right about like the Google Docs and like an external link. That's probably going to be the simplest way for the moment. But
Mm-hmm.
basically, you've got one course with all your students in it, or program, whatever we're calling it. You can have a custom field that links to an individual student's particular Google Doc.
Hmm.
Once you've got that in there, now, if Susan's in my course, she logs on and it says, "Hey, Susan, thanks for hopping in today. Click here to access your personal doc and track whatever you're tracking today, or, give me, tell me about, whatever you want them to do." So that will
Mm-hmm.
link to her specific Google Doc. Nobody else can see it. And the link to that will come up right in her course, just like any other info. Does that make sense?
Oh, that's,
I think it
yeah,
does. Is it similar to what Marisa is using with Momentum? Because that's what we have.
She's definitely using custom fields.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
typically,
and
but
that makes more sense than what I was thinking, which was to use the community in Xperiencify,
it's an
but
option.
I
It's
like
an
this
option,
idea of a
but
private
if you
page.
want it
Yeah,
private, you want it
yeah,
private.
And it's
great.
only done once, right? So like we do one document, or would it be like every time a new student signs up or a new client, coach and client signs up in my case, I would create um their own Google Doc and name it but with their name and then link it to Xperiencify. So
Exactly.
there is that admin
There is
side of this.
admin piece, but Zapier can also automate a lot of this if you're starting to
Okay.
do a lot of it.
I hate Zapier.
If you don't like Zapier, you can just make a doc and plug it in and you're done.
Hire a
I don't
VA.
know. I think I'm just too scared of Zapier. That's the thing.
I hear
Okay.
you. I hear you.
It's just one more thing to learn, eh? Okay.
Yeah.
To learn or to outsource,
This has
right?
been great, Rachel. Is there any other forum besides these calls to to interact with other users and ask other questions and so forth, or is it strictly
Facebook
just
group. Are you
okay?
in a Facebook group?
I'm in. I
Right
think
at,
I'm in the Xperiencify one. Does Go Plus have their own, or is it
same thing for now. Yeah. Xperiencify Go
same
Plus.
one?
Yeah.
Okay, cool,
Yeah. So
great.
you
And
can
Rachel,
pop
just
questions in there. Yeah.
don't forget to send to share the link to the doc that you
Yeah. I
spoke about
will.
earlier.
For some reason, it is not coming up for me. I will find it and get it to you guys.
Okay.
That would be great. Thank you.
Happy New Year, everybody. Great to be with you all.
Yes.
Happy New Year.
Happy
Yeah.
New Year.
Everyone.
Happy New Year,
Great to
everybody.
see you all.
Right,
And
I love your background.
Oh, thank you. This is just the virtual, whatever, the
Yeah,
AI.
I guessed it might be, but it still looks
Shucks.
lovely.
Yeah. I want to see water feature. I don't like, it's cold where I'm at, so this gives me that
Me
feel.
too.
Thank you
Thank you.
very much. It was
Awesome.
nice
Thanks, you
meeting
Thank you,
all.
guys.
Rachel.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.
And pop questions in the Facebook group if you have them, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you.